Good morning. I buy a lot of stuff at Harbor Freight, and a couple of months ago I got this Bauer 30-foot self-locking tape measure, and I really like it a lot. I have a lot of their stuff, and I know a lot of people have issues with Harbor Freight, but everything I've gotten there has been pretty good. And it's a really heavy, well-built, solid tape measure. The thing that's really nice about it is when you pull the tape out, it stays in place until you release it back into the tape. Problem is that a lot of people are having problems with the tape not staying out, and I ran into the same problem. And the tape's got a lifetime warranty, so you can take it back to Harbor Freight and they'll give you another one. So for a lot of people, that's going to be the right solution. I really wanted to try to keep the thing out of a landfill, and I was also curious to see how it worked. So I decided to take it apart and see what there might be that I could do that would maybe fix it. So if you turn it over, you'll see that there's 3 screws here on the back that you need to take out. And when you do, you'll see that it opens up really easily. And you need to be a little careful when you take it apart because it can sort of fly apart. But when you look inside, it's like a lot of tape measures. There's a little spring underneath of this wheel that pulls the tape back in. But the thing that keeps the tape from sliding back out is this little arm right here. And there's a little brake shoe here that as the tape tries to go back in, it pulls the shoe back up against the reel and kind of locks the tape. And the thing that's holding tension on it, it's a little hard to see, but I'm going to pull it out in a second. This little arm has a metal piece that works kind of like a spring, and if you carefully pull it out, you'll see that this little spring right here keeps the tension on this arm. And what happens over time is this sort of loses its sort of force and doesn't hold the shoe against the tape as tightly as it needs to, and the tape starts to slide back in. So if you pull it out and just gently sort of bend this up a little bit, be careful because if you bend it too quickly or too hard, you could break it. I did it until it was kind of at a right angle to the arm. And then you just sort of pull it back together, stick it back in here, make sure the shoe's kind of back down against the tape. And then you just kind of put this pin back in and get it to drop back into the spot up top there. And then you just need to put it back together. There's a little piece here that needs to go back in here. It's a little tricky to do when you're trying to film at the same time, but pretty straightforward. And then you just pop this cover back on. Make sure you get that pin lined up with the little spot up here. Doesn't take a lot of technical ability to do this. You can do it pretty easily if you just take your time. And then all you need to do, put the screws back in, and there's a belt clip too that you need to put back in place that I seem to have lost. But I'm just gonna, there it is. So once you kind of put the screws back in place and tighten everything up, that extra tension should help hold the tape out. And like I said, if you don't want to go through this amount of trouble, you can take it back and they'll give you a new one. But you can see now the thing stays out really well. And it should work just like this one does, because I had the same problem with both of these. So hopefully that's helpful. If you're somebody that likes to play around with this stuff and likes to understand how stuff works, then you can probably fix yours pretty easily. So I hope this was helpful, and if it was useful to you, hit the like button, and thanks for watching.